All right, all right, all right. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely evening, a Sabbath evening in which the Most High, a higher has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest in. I'm coming with understanding this part three. Understanding this part three. And I'm just going to type this in here and make sure that's, you know what, I'm not even doing it, huh? Let me do that again. Understand this part three. Okay. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. I need to not say I realize this, but it spoke it to my spirit, to be honest, that there are things that just not going to change. And I think about how it's almost at a point where people are resting in what is, whether they understand what is or they don't. They just resting right there at a standstill. That's a horrible place to be in this day and time because when you're like that, you're really not prepared nor are you ready in any shape, form, or fashion. You just at a standstill. That means you subject to hear any and everything someone would say, never knowing and never understanding that where you at in this day and time. We are in such a critical time in life, like no other. But yet people are resting right where they're at. And what I mean is they content. They think that everything that shall come to pass is just going to go around them and include them. And that's a sad place to be because there's a lot of sorrow that's out here, a whole lot. And a lot of people are turning away from that sorrow in a way that, okay, it become the norm. Things is actually happening in this day and time. They are resting in it to the point of embracing it to be normal, and that allow them to just go on their way, their everyday routine, and until it comes knocking at their door. Why wait until then? Then what happens? It be like the parable of the 10 virgins. Everybody is waiting for the knock on their door before they even think to get their inner man lining up with the most high or higher. Okay, let's say that we had a lot of things went on in our lives, a lot of things took place, but it ain't nothing that has taken place in our lives that the most high could not uh uh could have or can still, I'm hoping, I don't know, because he says finished, could have changed. Okay. But the spirits of people today is resting just where they're at They don't care if there's some understanding. They're not looking for understanding. They're not looking for the light. They're not looking for truth. They're not looking for righteous, just. They're not looking for anything outside of where they are at. I don't think people really understand, and a lot of people, I believe, is gone mentally. That's why a lot of people don't really be caught up in what is actually taking place, because I think mentally a lot of people are just not there, and that means it's over already within them. That could be a reason why people are standing still, and they don't care about understanding anything. They don't care about today nor tomorrow. They don't care about family, and they don't care about caring. Okay, they don't care about finances. They don't care about what they gonna eat today. They just living in the moment, just at a standstill. And most of them are so content right there, just being right there where they're at. They're content. So I want to kind of show you how, while at a standstill, the Father and Yeshua, everything is still going as planned. And I want to go to Matthew's chapter 25. I want you to hear how Yeshua is setting up. That's Matthew's chapter 25 and we're going to start with verse 31. And here I want to show you how I think it's a beautiful thing that, and I know you're not going to get very many people looking into this. I already know that. But this is a beautiful thing, to where Yeshua is actually giving us the insight of the plan of the Father. And people are at a standstill. And the standstill that they're standing still on is spirit and truth, the light, the things that's righteous. Now, dark stuff, oh, they chasing it like they gonna find a pot of gold. They're in the back just chasing any and everything they could chase, because they really thinking they're going to inherit something. They're going to find out something. They're searching something that's missing, or they searching something that they're going to be the one to say, look, here it is. Look, this is what they did. This is what they said. And this is how they did it. Way in the back somewhere. And have not stepped a foot forward into the presence of righteous. Have not stepped a foot forward in the presence of the light. Have not stepped a foot forward in spirit and truth, because they're still chasing darkness the opposite way. That's a sad place to be in such a midnight hour. So I want to go here and let you know, even though you're where you at, and you're portraying that you got, from what I can behold, the people are in a resting state. Is it a good place? No, it's not. But that resting place is fleshly. It's a place in their flesh that they are resting in, and they're content. They don't have a care in the world, nor do they care that they don't have. They don't have anything that gives them the desire to want to do the ministry or the mission that warns people, that helps people, that gives people the information they need to run on in righteousness. No, they don't have time. They're so busy trying to prove yesterday. We cannot, as the tribe of Judah, justify, clarify, identify yesterday. It has already been how would I say it, smooth out for us, the sins of our forefathers. and how we got our sins of our forefathers got over there to the promised land, cut up from the floor up, like unto what they're doing today in this land. But we're not chasing that. We're not trying to get the fullness of what should we be, or what should we be doing, or how should we be reacting in this day and time, since it's such a midnight hour. People are at a standstill. They're resting right where they are at, not caring to know anything, not desiring to know anything. And like I say, until they hear that knock, and then they're going to be cutting up from the floor up to come and do away with you, what you have. And they really, if they already like that, just imagine when that moment happens. You know, for the life to me, I just cannot believe that we have so many males that's searching yesterday. Why are we searching yesterday? We can't search the history of us yesterday. Why? Because we'll end up running into why we're where we at today. And it is plainly revealed. So it look like somebody's going backwards. Why are they going backwards? I said to the Father, I say, we in such a midnight hour, why are our people going backwards? He said they trying to justify, clarify, and identify that somebody's doing something to them. And while they're in the back searching, he said, ain't now one of them gave it a thought. If you are thinking you're going to go backwards and do your search, Father said you'll end up while you where you at. And they not going to go that far back, because they only going back far enough to blame today. And to blame today on someone yesterday that caused us to be where we at today. That's when you get in spirits that's 100 times 99.9 in full denial, even where they are at today and what is taking place. And I'm going to say this, and I don't care how one might feel. Guess what I'm learning, you guys? I'm hearing more revelation. And I'm not talking about the revelation. Yeah, some of that too in Revelation. But I'm hearing more. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm hearing more light, more spirit and truth coming out of the Gentiles than it is coming out of the tribe of Judah. And that's a problem with a prophetess. Now, if a prophetess telling you that they're hearing more light and spirit and truth out of the Gentiles, that's a dangerous place to be in this day and time. And I'm like saying, wait a minute, how is it that they know this like this and it's deep? You see, what tribe of Judah don't understand. One monkey don't stop, no show. Not one don't stop, no show. The show must go on. A highest will must go on. And I thank the Father for them, y'all. I thank the Father for them, because it's like a comfort to me. I don't look at them as Gentiles, even though they Gentiles. I look at them as, wait a minute, if you give it to them, that's all right with me, Father, because it makes me realize I'm not in it alone. It makes me realize that the Father is saying, look, Deborah, you have to be blind to the color, baby. You're going to have to be blind to it. You're going to have to see righteous belief, faith, and fear. and those that I have branded it in, and it's not a color. I'm like, Father, but I didn't know it was going to be like that. I didn't know that the Gentiles was going to be able to speak spirit and truth like this. I'm like, wait a minute, they talking about the light. They saying things that I have been knowing, and I'm like, wait a minute. And one thing about what they're saying is, you all, they bringing it up to today, y'all, to the 2023. They breaking it down, y'all. They bringing it into the year of 2003. See, the Father say, if we don't cry out, He can cause the rocks to cry out. You see what I'm saying? So what we thinking is, we so all this and that. We so all this and that. We so hung on stupid with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and keep calling them. Those are stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient forefathers. He said we are the stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient children of those forefathers. So a lot of times we thinking, okay, we gonna catch on to the coat of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Ain't baby. And I know right now, like I said, people are at a standstill. They're at a resting place, content. What I'm seeing is them trying to go back. It is so much going on in the world where people are trying to find out about yesterday and has forsaken today. Because see, the Father ain't saying go back into this book and start living like in Genesis. Go back to that. He said He never changed. He's the same yesterday and today and forevermore. 99.9 will think He's saying everything is the same. No, He is not. Because if you go to Leviticus 18, it tells you cannot marry your relative. You can't have any contact in sexual or anything with your relative. But don't forget, a lot of them was marrying their relative. But He put a stop to that in Leviticus 18. From when they used to, see what they thinking is that as long as you don't know spirit and truth, or not even spirit and truth, long as you don't know what they're teaching, or anything about what they're teaching, then you will believe. Why? Because the majority of those that are on the earth that belongs to Satan, they are the deceivers. They're not coming here in looking like a spirit. They're in the bodies of the flesh of people, portraying that they got this here. No, they don't. That's the works He was saying. Faith without works is dead. You know why? Faith is one of the brand of the spirit. See, they thought that they can have faith in the flesh. You can have a faith in the flesh, but only to the things in the flesh. I know that went over a lot of you all's head. Only the things in the flesh can you have faith in the flesh. But that which is spirit, that faith, that's a brand that comes from the most high or higher. You can't just get that. Sister Deborah just can't get that. It has to have been branded in me before the foundation of the world. Righteous? You can't just get that. Believe? You can't just get that. Fear of the Most High? You can't just get that. Now you got fear in the flesh, but this fear come from the Most High. Those brands that come down here in us, baby, you just can't get that everywhere you go or anywhere. That's come from a higher. And I'm gonna go into Matthew's chapter 25, and we're gonna hear Yeshua saying to us what Sister Deborah has been on this devil platform explaining to you all. The Father has orchestrated everything to begin and end from the heaven. And I keep trying to get you all to see that if He done that from the heaven level, can't nobody on the earth tell you who you are in Him. You see what I'm saying? That shows you that if he the one that orchestrated these things, you mean he's ordered everything, Deborah? Yes, he has. You know what that brings? A level of fear to know he all that and some. And I bet not mess with that. You see, because that's what he put in those that fears him. Now, 99.9 don't fear him. That's why they can stand today and rest where they at and could care less. They can rest in the way they teach, the way they preach, the way they deceive. They just content. Everybody seems to me to be content. So today I was listening, and this has been happening about 3 months now. I'm like, why are these not heathens? Why are these Gentiles getting it, Father? How is they understanding light? How is it they got a spirit and truth? I'm trying to connect it. You know what I've been connecting it to, you guys? I've been connecting it to the tribe of Judah. I've been connecting it to a race. You see what I'm saying? But the Father, when He looks down here, He don't see the race, the colors, and that we see. That's why He said that the Gentile came in through faith and belief. What did they come in through? Faith and belief is a brand of Yah. He brought them in. They were grafted in through faith and belief, not of their works or nothing they have done. You see, this is what took place before the foundation of the world. And now we're going to read here and see what Yeshua is saying. Yeshua is saying, hey, y'all, I want to get something straight here. I want y'all to see the power of my Father. Everybody, they have ignored Yeshua, y'all. And I think we need to even thank the Father and thank Him for doing an excellent job. He is the perfect one to mimic. I'm telling y'all, He really is. Because whenever you look at Yeshua, from even what you read of Him, He's always referring us to the Father. That's what we were supposed to do. Even Him He was sacrificed as a lamb for who? The Father. The Father sent Him down as the Son of Man to do what? To be the sacrifice to pay the price for our sin. That's what the Father did. But He sent the Lamb, Yeshua, as the Son of Man, born of a woman, not born of a man. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at that, you have to be able to see that, wait a minute, why ain't we mimicking Yeshua? Why do you think you ain't got that power that He had? Huh? Why ain't you drawing the multitude? These people on this devil platform drawing the multitude on these devil platforms. They ain't drawing the people to light nor spirit and truth like He was doing. They didn't do that, and they're not doing it. Because how was He drawing the people? Through the miracles and signs and directing them to the Father. He didn't come down here trying to make Himself recognized or boasting and boosting and had pride minded. He didn't have time to do that. He had to come down here, die for the blood sacrifice for our sins, and make sure during that whole process that you're referring the people to the Father. He did an excellent job. Why is it we not mimicking Him? Why ain't we seeing His walk in this whole mission to carry our sins away? Why can't we see Him and be like unto Him, or even feel Him? I think of Him all the time as one that has did an excellent job, you guys. I think if our men would just look at Him and just go behind Him and just follow Him, they'll be all right. And when the man follow Him, then the women will follow the men, and then the children will follow the women, because they see Christ that holds the light leading our way. But they don't want the light, you guys. They want you to see them, to be all that and some. They trying to get all the likes and subscribers and the praise that they can possibly get. And guess what happened? They lose all of that. They can't take it with them. You see? They building up treasures on the earth that even a system gonna snatch right from under them. That's why I sit back and say a lot of them don't understand. Don't brag. Don't brag about what you got. Don't boast on what you have. Don't go talking to people about when you need to do this and you need to do this. You all need to get this. You all need to get this. Because what you're saying, I got it going on. You need to get it going on. See, the Father see what you're saying. He understands what is being said behind what you're saying. You're not giving the people food for the spirit. You're giving them that which is satisfied and pleases the flesh. Why ain't you telling them what they should be doing in the spirit realm to prepare for that which is in the natural? But you first have to get the that which seek ye the kingdom first. But they don't want to do that. They want to show you I can build this, I can grow this, I have this, I have that. And guess what, you guys? Now one of them own nothing they have. They can have the deed to the property. They can have the paper saying they own the land. Just hold up. Wait. What's going on now? Look at the banks. Got the people money and already start freezing their account. But think that's your money? But man, hold up. Didn't you work for that money? So how is they freezing your account? I'm telling you all. Only peace of mind you're going to get is the one that was in Yeshua HaMashiach. And he comes to give you the peace that passes all understanding through the most high, a higher spirit. Okay, now I'm going to go to Matthew's 25. And I'm going here because I want to show you all a little something about how far we are. We are so distant from where we need to be, but we ain't going to never make it there. But I think the Father is going to look at the heart and he's going to say, at least they tried. At least they was trying to find a way. That's how I think he's going to look at it. That's how he's going to do that. He's going to measure that heart. Look, they minds anyway. And they were trying, even in the midst, they didn't find it all the way, but they were minds anyway. And look at them out there trying to find a way. I am a prophetess in the wilderness. And what I see today is off the chain. It is off the chain. And if it's off the chain, it ain't going to be back on the chain. Because the chain of command in the way he has ordered it, it's been off. There's a breakage in them chain, connecting those chains. And the Father already know where it started from. And he ain't coming down here to mend that chain back together, y'all. He's not. You notice if you go to Deuteronomy 28, he said you're going to come in cursed. Okay, that means we wasn't cursed in this land, y'all. We keep listening to the people telling us that. It wasn't that we come into the land of our captives that made us curse. You see how wrong we have been? You see how we rather live a lie than even live the truth and be set free? We wasn't cursed when we came over to this land. I mean, that's not when our curse started. Our curse started when we was in our own land. You guys, that's when it started. It started when we was in our own land. And that's why he said, what did he say? You're going to come in curse and you're going to leave out curse. And that's in Deuteronomy. Let me get that right verse for that. Because I would say, Father, okay, I understand that. And see, this is why I say I don't connect to people, because people tell you Torah this, Torah that. Only way they want to connect to Torah is when they want to control you. See, they don't want to come to the truth of the whole matter. You know, what are you talking about in Torah? They don't want to do that. They want the part that they can pull out to control you. You see, all you have to say, I don't need you to control me. Torah can't control me. If the light comes through Yeshua HaMashiach, and HaMashiach is the Father's power, well, where do I need some light from? You don't need it from man. You don't need it from Torah. You need it from Yeshua HaMashiach. HaMashiach is the Father's right hand that came down to help Yeshua. Okay, that's his power. And that power going to usher you straight through the Father's throne to give you the Ruach HaKodesh. I don't know what these people are doing. I don't know what they. Now listen to this. In Deuteronomy 28, and let me see if I can find it right quick. Here it is in verse 19. I don't know if you all have it. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 19. Curse shall thy be. And this is the problem that bothers me, is when the Father wants me to really focus on something. And what he wants me to focus on, two words. He said, Deborah, you see shall and be. Shall be. Shall be, Deborah. That means it's going to be that way, whether we like it or not. You're going to have gurus of scholars and teachers and those who think they overly smart that can spin it into Hebrew and Greek. But when you finish, he said, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 19, cursed shall thou be when thou comest in. We were cursed before we got over here. So are we going to blame the heathens and Gentiles because we were cursed when we was in our land and what we were doing? The curse was already placed upon us. You see? And he said, we're going to come. He said, cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goeth out. So that out is powerful because it's letting you know we're coming out. Oh, yes, we're going to come out. But we're coming out the same way we came in. Cursed. You see what I'm saying? And in spite of being cursed, the one that's going to bring us out, hallelujah. You see what I'm saying, y'all? See, that's going to override the curse that we're going to come out with. Is to know that the Father going to bring us out, but yet we're going to be still yet cursed. He said, curse when you're coming in and curse going out. See, and right there, I think he wanted me to say something about that because I was in the bathroom and I was running the water, and he said how he was telling me how, do you see how the tribe of Judah men do all this search in the back? And let me tell you what he told me. He said they back there just searching and searching and searching, and ain't nothing they searching for gonna redeem them, gonna bring them to the light, nor will it give them spirit and truth. These are all spiritual things. So why are they back there searching? But this is what he said. And he said, Deborah, if they were any, just any right in them, right, not righteous, he said they'll come to an understanding that Africa played a big role in us. Not the curse. I ain't saying the curse, because that's Yah's role. But Africa was partaker in that. And what they keep forgetting, the Father said on the four corners. So we have to understand it's not just here in the United States, but it's some in Africa. It's some all over. We know that it's not the corners like the corner here in this corner. It's Yah's corner. You see? They're scattered. You see? So if they're scattered, we can't just assume because they the same color, some of people the same look like us, is us. Just like in the United States, he said everybody is not Israel. Just because they look like you don't mean they are. And even if they are Israel, that don't mean they righteous. Satan got Israel too. Want me to tell y'all why Satan got Israel? What did Yeshua tell his disciples? Be not deceived. Why was he saying that? Who would deceive the disciples? Their own kind. You see? So don't think that, and those are the deceivers. We got more deceivers among the tribe of Judah than anything. I'm gonna be honest with you. Than anything. Why do you think it's a small remnant? Why do you think the gate is narrow? Come on now, y'all. Because the majority prefer deceiving, doing wicked and evil continually, and approving others to do likewise. Because he was saying in the water, he said they would think that home is really that over in Africa, and it's not. They didn't change the names to everything, you guys. We should just know that long as he come get us, he know what a promised land is, even if we don't. And that's all that's important. Because we can't get ourselves out of here. We can't get ourselves out of this curse. So why are we going backwards to find out what they did back then? And he said they missed it. I was in the water before I got on live. He told me they missed it. Africa did a lot of rotten things to us as a people. And I just can't get with why they decide to just stick to the heathens and not look at the same ones that were our color or looks like us over in that continent. They wronged us before we got over here. But we can't see that. So we thinking that, oh, they doing that to them over there. They doing that to them. When what about over in Brazil, all over in Switzerland? Oh, we got them all over Asia. We got them all over, you guys. He said the four corners. That's his corner. You see? So why is it we just always stuck on stupid because those people over in Africa? We got tribes over in Africa. We got them over in America, over in Asia, over in India. We got them all. Not Indian, but I'm saying India. All over. He knows where he is at. And he's going to collect them like he said. It ain't our job to run around here and say, oh, yeah, this is our tribe. This is our tribe. No, it's not. Because you're thinking you the tribe and you might not be. To me, I think people don't see that there's two different promises. There's promise for eternal life and there's a promise for some land. That's total two different things. But they so busy trying to, I think it's about, I don't know. It's just to me, he allowed a lot of deceivers to be created because that's all I see now. Since he been speaking that to my spirit, that's all I see. Because they're not about anything spirit and truth or bringing any light. You see how every nationality is it would come together to support each other when wrongdoing is done to them, and even they be wrong anyway, and they still be supporting each other. But the tribe of Judah has nothing in them that wants to do right, so they don't support right. That's why they can't come together. If the Father would give you a good look in a vision or a dream of how many of the tribe of Judah that's so over here, over here, over here, over here, we the people, we, but yet how could you be we and you haven't gotten the understanding of thee? It's strange to me. We this, we this, we this, we have this, we got this, because they stuck on Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's not who they mimic. They call themselves, they ain't mimicking Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Only they polygamy. That's the only thing they copy from them. Outside of there, these men, they had a strong thing for the Most High. Why? Because a higher had sealed them. These people today, they could care less. That's what I started off saying. Everything is like at a standstill. Everybody is resting in their stupidity. They don't care if they come to the knowledge of anything righteous. It's just that I want to be able to lead uh deceive the mass or the multitude, because something in them gives them the feeling that, okay, if I can lead them, they love me and I'm famous, I'm good, they crazy about me, I got a lot of subscribers, I got a lot of like. Let's go there. But I wanted to show you in Deuteronomy 28 verse 19. It says, cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goeth out. Okay. Now we finna go to Matthew's 25. And in Matthew's 25, we're going to start at verse 21. I mean, not 31. Matthew's 25 and 31. Here again, I want to show you the Son of Man. I'm telling you, I love the whole idea of how he rumbles. I do, y'all. I really do, because I sit back, I said, Dad, he played it for all this work. He stepped into the mission and completed it. Yeah, he had the word, he had the spirit, and he had the power. But just look at how everything he did, he always let you know it was the Father. It was the Father. The Father. And we today, we don't let nobody know it's the Father. We don't even turn the churches don't turn the people to the Most High. They turn them toward them. Different programs, different events, different engagements. They doing so much. These different organizations trying to have academies and all kind of feasts and all, but everybody just, to me, I'm just speaking of when I'm going to the wilderness and just looking and beholding situation. I'm like, wait a minute, why? And I always find myself saying, why are we doing this? Don't we know what time it is? It's just never done on a lot of people that, wait a minute, y'all. Since we done wrong for so long, let's do something right. Come on, y'all. Let's do something right. We've been doing wrong, wicked and evil, and doing it our way. Let's do something right. We said we awakened. We know who we are. Do you really know? Okay, let's go. Matthew's 25, verse 31. And this is Yeshua. When the Son of Man shall come. That's Yeshua. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory. In his glory. Okay. And all the holy angels with him. You see them angels? The holy angels with him. Okay. Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Not on the Father's throne, but the glory that he has. Okay. Sit, it says, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Now watch this here. 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations. All nations. And it's all nations it's not speaking of the tribe of Judah, you guys. It's talking about everybody. All nations. Now watch this here. And he shall separate them one from another. One from another. As a sheep divides as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats. You see, sheep is one. Goats has an S. He's dividing the sheep from the goat. Can he do that? Yes, he can. Why? Because he was the lamb that was slaughtered. He knew already those that are he was that was slaughtered. He was slaughtered that has his blood on them. It's spiritual. He know who his sheep, who's in that fold. He called it sheep because now they are one with him. So I don't have to say sheeps. That's why he says sheep. They're in him. They're with him. Okay, now watch this here. And he said he gathered all nations and he separate the sheep from the goats. And he shall separate, and he shall set, this is 33, and he shall set the sheep on his right. So on his right, he's going to set the sheep. He's still not saying with an S because they are in him. Okay. They are one. Okay. And he said, and the goats on the left. So the goats with the S is many. You see what I'm saying? They're going to be on the left. God's going to separate the sheep and put them on the right. Now watch this here. Verse 34. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, because he's the king of the sheep. Okay. Come ye blessed. See that blessed? ED? They already blessed. They already been blessed, baby. They were blessed already. So this is another reason why I tell you all, you can't allow the flesh of man to control you. And I ain't talking about male or female. I'm not talking about flesh. I'm talking about the flesh of man, meaning their mindsets, their ideal of trying to tell you what righteous is. When heaven didn't already sign you to what is. Because it was. Now listen to what Yeshua is saying. Then shall the king say unto them on his right. Who's on his right? The sheep. Come ye blessed. He's telling the sheep, you blessed already of the Father. Is that what it says? Blessed of my Father. Blessed of my Father. Those the one on the right. The sheep. Already blessed. Why? Because Yeshua is already blessed. And he's on the right hand of the Father. Okay? Now watch this here. Blessed of my Father. Look at this here. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. You see that? You was already prepared, baby. That's what I'm trying to get you all to see. Reason why I know, and this is the reason why Sister Deborah know that the people don't have the Ruach HaKodesh. They don't have spirit and truth. They don't have the light. Because if they did, they'll know it's not what you saying that's going to get somebody saved. It's not what you saying they got to do that's going to get them saved. It's not what you saying they're going to wear that's going to get them saved. It's not saying what they eat that's going to get them saved. It's not saying what they celebrating on the feast day is going to get them saved. It's not saying, it's not what you say his name is that's going to get them saved. Heaven says what? What do heaven says? You already inherit the kingdom. Prepared for you from the foundation of the world. You were already in there. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me the Lamb Book of Life, you're already marked in there, you guys. Those that are marked in there. Those that are not marked, guess what they doing? They role playing. Because they think if I can role play it down here, surely I'm in the Lamb Book of Life. And that's why they can't see the light. They can't desire spirit and truth. They don't know anything about the brand of righteous and belief and faith and fear. That brand of Father that he gives his. They don't know nothing about that. Why? They trying to make it in through their works. They're trying to make it in through their likes. They're trying to make it in through their subscribers. They trying to make it in based on what they can buy and build and how many people in their sanctuary and how many people in their academy, how many is joining their camps. That's a sad thing, y'all. Just think about it. Take our time to just think about that. Look like they chasing their tails because they chasing the wrong thing. Let me say that again. In Matthew 25 and 34, it reads, Then shall the king, which is Yeshua, say unto them on the right hand, which are the sheep, Come ye blessed. You're already blessed of my Father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. You were already prepared. Now let me tell you why I said that it's sad. Now I'm gonna show you why when Sister Deborah tell you it's really, no, it ain't sad, it's sick. It's that wicked sick. Now you read in here in this red is the words that is said that is Yeshua. What is it the people missing? That if you already prepared, what is this you telling me I have to do what you say I have to do? You mean to tell me all the things that they telling me, Deborah, is in the flesh? Yes, it is. It's about controlling the flesh. Because if they control your flesh, guess what? Your spirit is not going to focus on the things of the spirit. Isn't that sad? Because you know that the spirit, now you got many of scriptures telling you that the spirit and the flesh has nothing in common. Matter of fact, they're against each other. They're always battling each other. So if they win you in the flesh and make you think that everything you do has to focus on serving Yah in your flesh, I have to look this way. I have to eat this way. I got to walk this way. I got to talk this way. You see what I'm saying? I have to look this way. I have to submit this way. All of that is in the flesh. And here the spirit is over here. And the flesh just and the spirit is over here. Flesh just going on by its life. Deceiving. Can they deceive the spirit of who you are? No, they can't. But they come after you to kill, steal, and destroy you, thinking that if I could just get to that flesh and keep that flesh from giving that spirit any time of the day, a time of day, then I can destroy that spirit. But what they didn't know? Sister Deborah is telling y'all and teaching y'all. The spirit is already branded for his name's sake. Those that are his. Yeshua sitting here telling y'all thousands of years ago. He sat here and told the disciples. He sat here and telling you all. And you all would turn around and still follow the flesh of man, the flesh of woman, telling you you have to be under their order and their control. You have to do this. Do you know that Yeshua said here, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world? The kingdom was prepared for you before the foundation of the world. You were already blessed. That kingdom was prepared for you before the foundation of the world. It says from the foundation of the world. Who? Those that's on the right hand. Come ye blessed. You already blessed of the Father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Why would you think he will prepare the kingdom for you and not know you he was going to receive you back into it? Why have a Lamb book of a name to be in the Lamb book of life if you're going to let the world and the flesh snatch it out? No, the Lamb book of life is also your name is already written in that. It's going back to show you that while we are stepping in our flesh, little pride and boasting and power, how you finish? He is finished. Now listen to this in verse 35. And I was and hungry, and you gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visit me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. 37. Then shall okay. I want y'all to look at verse 37. This is going back to what I was trying to explain to you all. Listen to what he said. Then shall the righteous then shall the righteous answer Yeshua. They righteous, y'all. They came down here righteous. And now they in heaven calling them out as what? Righteous. That's the brand. That's why when Abraham, Isaac, David, and them, when they came down, they was already branded. But they came down what? On the earth. Why? Because in the world, Satan came down to deceive the whole world. So just because they came down branded, he deceived them in many things that they did. But it wasn't going to keep them from making it back. Why? Because they were branded for his name's sake. You see in Genesis 15, the father told Abraham, hey, bro, you counted already. You counted in as righteous. I already branded you, bro. They can't get it. And today, they trying to tell you it's what you do. It's what you say. It's what you eat. It's what you dress. And what you do that they tell you to do, then that's going to get you in. Baby, either you in or you out. The best is to seek ye the kingdom of Yah at all times, putting him first before any and everything, and let him add everything else that needs to come with him. You see, here they are. It says, then shall the righteous answer. These are those who finna answer to what Yeshua said. When I was hungry, you fed me. When I needed a drink, you gave me a thirst. Then they getting ready to answer because they want to find out, but wait a minute, hold up. When did you do that? All of this that Yeshua is saying, did you ever think that, wait a minute now, y'all, he's warning us. Even how he's going to collect. He's coming and he's collecting the goats and the sheep from all nations. That's showing you it ain't going to be just Hebrew Israelites. But how is it we getting stuck so deep on stupid? Because we're listening to the flesh of the mouth of man and not seeking the Ruach to be the true teacher. Now, is it anything wrong with a man leading you? No, but you got to be able to know that he's by Yah. You don't go running behind people and they're not being led. Yah is not even in their program to be the first, the second, nor the third, nor the fifth, nor the sixth. He's not in their program because their program is based on how we can please our flesh. How we can make sure we have did. We are did. We are leaders, rulers, and all this. But then what? What about the most higher? Are we leading the people to the light? In the direction it leads to the light? In the direction to spirit and truth so they can be led by the spirit? If you go down, guess what? They can come help you. In the spirit can break through anything. Let's say, for instance, here I am in this house. Anything happen, I'm going to get comfort by the spirit. I'm going to get comfort, you guys. I don't care what it is. Somebody come in this door and they start shooting. Guess what? I'm going to get comfort by the Holy Spirit because I put him first and foremost. He is the greatest, the excellent one, the perfect one. I want people to understand that we're putting too much flesh ahead of us. But when that time comes, he will be your shield. Now, listen, hear what I say now. He will be your shield. Now, when they come through that door, don't mean that I'm going to live through it. But I will be unlike unto, what's his name? Samuel? Not Samuel. What's that Samuel? Another prophet was study ministering, and they were stoning him to death. Stephen. They were stoning him to death. You see? A lot of people would think that, okay, he was still ministering to them and said, Father, forgive them for they know. You know why? Because a higher spiritual seal was already on him. He wasn't feeling that thing. See, that's what people don't understand. Even Yeshua, when he got up out here, the moment the spirit ascended out of him, he began to feel that, voom, and he gave up the ghost. That's right after he said, Abba, Abba, why have thou forsaken me? That's because the flesh getting ready to feel it. Bam! He zooped that pain out of him, took him on out of here. So I'm just showing you, versus people just thinking, okay, I got all my weapons and all my guns, and I got all these brothers and sisters and everybody here. If anybody ever come up on us, we gonna fight to kill. That ain't the right mind, spiritual mind to have. Because Ahia said, if you can take care of yourself and protect yourself, that's what it's going to be like. And it didn't start today. He said it's going to be like that. Because when we set up a mindset, now he ain't saying you can't get no weapon, but when you boasting and boosting and pride minded and muscle headed, that you are all this and all that, and then people get on here, or we doing this, and I've seen so many people who done got out on their own land and everything, and they struggling, y'all. They are struggling big time. Why? Because you didn't seek ye kingdom. Seek Yah first. And let him add these things to you. He'll show you where to go and how to do this and how to do that. But they don't want it. Nobody wants to do that. Everybody want to jump the gun and say, man said we need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do this. And he said do this. And I learned this from this page. And this here one said, because we don't want to take him at his word. Seek ye the kingdom, and all shall be added unto thee. Now, as I see in Matthew's 37, Matthew's 25 and 37, it's showing you right there then. Yeshua was talking to the sheep. And then in verse 37, he said, then shall the righteous answer. See, y'all, they're considered the righteous. They came here as the righteous. Not saying that they were perfect, because they came down where Satan was at, to deceive the world. Sin was here. You see? So they couldn't, look, all have sinned and come short. Didn't it say that? So just because David, Abraham, Isaac and them came down here and they didn't sin, no, that's no such thing. He had already sealed that to us. But he also have informed us about belief, righteous faith, and fear. In all his ways, he has spoken it to us, just like Yeshua always directed us to the Father. Always. But people don't take heed to that. And because they don't follow Yeshua, they don't want to hear nothing he's saying. They don't give a rat's behind about what he's saying. Because what? They will be following what he said and what he spoke on and his footprints and how he worshiped and served Yah. That was our example that came. Abraham wasn't our example. David wasn't our example. Jacob and Isaac wasn't our example. Why? Because they sinned. Like you and I sin. Yeshua came to be that example of how we can still walk as he walked and still don't have to be perfect, because he was the only one perfect. He was just giving us a way to walk while we're down here. And we've turned a deaf ear and a blind eye to the fact that he even exists. But I thank the Father that he's going to be the one that's going to be collecting the sheep and the goats. Okay, so I thank the Father for just that alone, knowing that he still he still is in the mission. His mission ain't still, it's not over. And I thank him, and I like how he even given the Father the glory. He sitting here said, it said in verse 34, then shall the king say unto them on the right hand, come ye blessed of my Father. See, he's still talking about his Father. He's telling them, come on, y'all sheep, y'all are blessed of my Father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Why would y'all prepare a kingdom and ain't gonna have nobody in there waiting to see if he gonna get somebody? No, he already know who coming back. But we don't see him in that strength. We don't see him in that power. We don't see him in that type of authority. We don't even see him like that. We don't even see Yeshua like that. Because if like I said, when I was in the bathroom, he was telling me about uh, 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 he was saying, you see how they do they study and their history, but none now can go back into their history to realize before they got on ships, where were you? Where were you? What was going on? And who had you then? How were they treating you? And then when he was saying that to me, I said, "But Father, that just like that it shows you the sickness of their mindset is just gone already. That's what it does with me. It lets me know it's been gone. So being destroyed is because it's gone. So just imagine. Let me see you go somewhere tomorrow, and everywhere you no, not tomorrow. Let's say a Monday. Everywhere you need to go, try going backwards and see if you get to where you're going forward. Say if you need to go to the store, see if you get there going backwards. You're going to end up back in your house, back in the bed. You got to understand this thing move forward and not backwards. Because backwards would tell them, he said, if they go, if they want to go backwards, it's still going to run them right back into the curse itself. And who cursed them? I said, that makes so much sense. But he said, they ain't going to go like that. So what are they looking for in the back? What is their history? What history are they looking for? That's what he's saying. And think about that, you guys. What history could our black men be looking for in this day and time? What history can our black women? Because they're ignorant too. They caught up in it too. Always trying to find something that blame the heathens and the Gentiles and not coming and owning up that, wait a minute, we can't even blame y'all. All that care and giving he gave us and warning and grace and mercy before we even got in this situation. So we can't even blame him either. When we start to look at ourselves, own that thing up. That's one of the, I think, a blessing to seek ye the kingdom with. Father, I want to own that thing. You see? And not all the time trying to find something in the backwoods that's going to justify what's in the front. That's crazy. And I see that over and over, and I'm like, this is crazy. This is so crazy for me as a prophetess in the wilderness because I'm a forward type of individual. Why are you a forward, Deborah? It's because I believe what he said about the curse, you guys. I'm ready to go forward to get up out of here. I want to move out of here. So can I move out if I'm going backwards? And while they're going backwards, he said, guess what he said? They still going backwards to find history. And when they come back from all that they searching, it's gonna be like the 10 virgins. It's gonna be too late. The door gonna be slammed. That's what he's saying. Because the midnight hour we are in, the trumpet has blown. It's not time to slide back. It's to slide forward. Look forward to him coming. We need to be looking forward to the Messiah, the Most High, taking us out of this environment, not sliding back. And you want me to tell you something else? I was in the water and I thought about. I'm gonna tell y'all. I thought about when he said that. I thought about how harsh, and I think I was thinking this because I was picturing where we were before we got on them slave ships, and he was telling me in such a horrible condition. Them African was dogging us like dogs. And he said that was before we got on the ships to come to these places. They were already doing some sick mess. And then I said, but you know what, Father? That shows that we done been through a lot of suffering then, Father. Hey, we done been through so much. But you know what, y'all? In the midst of all our struggles and all our suffering, look where our mindset is at. Y'all can't think y'all can't see something wrong with that? I mean, really, you all can't see that there's something wrong with that? I mean, I just don't, it just blows my mind that people can go backwards trying to find out How many presidents had slaves and how many slaves they had, and the Catholic this and the Muslim this. Wait a minute. You want to go backwards? And when you're going backwards, when the door is open, the people, we're going to be out of here and they're going to be left. Because the only thing is forward is the Most High that we have to look forward to. We got something to look forward to. The Most High bringing us out, not making us turn around and go backwards. You see the mindset? So when I was in the bathroom in that water, I was like, but Father, that's a sad thing. You mean, oh, we didn't struggled and we didn't went through and we see today and we see. You mean to tell me, why would anybody want to not move forward in you? You don't want to go see us out. So what is it that we are? And then going back to what he said in Deuteronomy 28, until you are destroyed. Mentally gone. They can't put pieces together. Now, there are going to be some that's going to be mentally gone, but going to be still spiritual bound. I mean, not bound, but spiritual rooted. But they're going to be gone. They're going to be gone. But it's just you see those who striving to deceive their own nation in more ways to deceive them. Why are we focusing on things that doesn't carry any light, that doesn't carry spirit and truth, that doesn't carry us in the direction to be getting up out of here? You see? Now, if you know that he coming, why are you walking backwards? It doesn't make any sense. Let me go to 1 John chapter 3. 1 John chapter 3. In 1 John chapter 3 and verse 5. I'm going to go to John, 1 John chapter 3, verse 5. And we're going to read on down to, I think, 10. 1 John in chapter 3, verse 5. And ye know that he was manifested to take away our sins, and in him was no sin. Now, this is in 1 John chapter 3, verse 5, explaining to us, understand, y'all, he didn't have no sin. He come to take away our sin. Okay? Verse 6, whosoever abide in him sin it not. And they say abide in him, sin it not. Abide in him. Because you already been assigned before the foundation of the world to be found in him. That's why he didn't have no problem collecting the sheep, because they are one fold. They are one in him. Why? Because that's how a higher had already assigned you in him. Him dying was dying for everybody, because instead of just dying for those that he was going to redeem back, he died for everyone. Okay, now listen to this. Even those that was under the full control of Satan, it didn't matter. That sacrifice, that blood sacrifice, was coming down for all sin to be wiped. The moment he got up on that tree, and he died, that wiped away all the sin, just as it was in the garden. No more sin. You see, even though those were there are those that was to be redeemed back into the fold as sheep prepared before the foundation of the world in the Lamb book of life already. You see, he was coming to redeem them back. Now watch this here. In verse 6, 1 John chapter 3 and verse 6, whosoever abide in him sin it not. Do y'all get that? Now, Sister Deborah is getting fed up, but keep trying to get y'all, and I ain't trying to get y'all to understand it, but you all have to understand this. If you don't understand nothing, understand this. Listen to what this is saying in First John chapter 3 and verse 6. Whosoever abide in him, sin it not. You get what I'm saying, y'all? You can't sin in the eyes of y'all because you abide in him. You see what I'm saying, y'all? How are you going to tell me you got to uphold the commandments? You got to keep the commandments. You got to keep. Wait a minute. If greater is he that is in me, don't he own the commandment? You see what I'm saying? If he owned the commandments, then who are you to tell me what to keep on the outside when greater is he that's in the inside is going to uphold it? Sit down. Stop clowning. Let that which is greater in us teach us how to keep his commandment. But he first got to let you know I am the commandment. Once you understand that he is the commandment and the commandment is in you through him, then he'll teach you how in the flesh to abide by the same commandments. He didn't ask no man and no woman to come here and whoop you down, up and down. He said, come on, y'all, hold up. Let me in here. Greater is me that's in thee than he that's in the world. Now listen to this one here. Verse 6. Whosoever abide in him, sin it not. Abide in who? Yeshua. The sacrifice. The lamb. Once you in there, you sin not. Why? Who in the live chat can tell me why? Who is that? Ooh, who can tell me why? Tell me who are they talking? Who was the examples? Anybody in the live chat? Who was the examples of what that was just said? I'm tired, y'all. Father, I'm not tired. I'm not talking about you, Father, y'all. I love you. You know that. You know that. You my all, Father. Yeah. Now who can we run down on that? Let's read it again. Whosoever abide in him, sin it not. Why? Why is it they don't sin it not? Because they abide in him. Who is that? The commandments for the lost? No, 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 no. And I don't want to say that. I apologize. I don't want to say I get tired because I don't. I really don't. But it's powerful to give so much light, so much spirit and truth, and don't feel that it's being uh, invested. That's how I feel. I'm gonna say it like I feel it. I'm gonna say it like that. Not the commandments are lost. Nope. Mm-mm. 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 Someone else, or even you, maybe you. Let's read this again. First John, chapter 6. Whosoever abide in him, sin it not. What is that reminding us of? Let's put it like that. The word. Mm-mm. What is that reminding us of? Let me say that. Whosoever abide in him, sin it not. Somebody gonna get it, and that's good. That's good. And I think, and believe it or not, I'm still learning. Many will tell you if hey, let me, especially those who have started with me, they'll tell you. I always say I know about 20%, but what I know, I'm gonna stand on every mountain and proclaim it. I say that. Don't nobody know it all, not even Sister Deborah. But because I'm speaking the way that I'm speaking, I'm giving you the purest light that can be given. That's it. And nobody else knows it all. Nobody on the face of earth. I just gave you the example. Yeshua was the only one that came down. That's it. That's it. See, you got it. You got it. There you go. There you go. You took that verse and you placed it with this one. And guess what? That's beautiful. That's beautiful because I like how you placed it with that one because that lines up with them. You went right back to Matthew's 25 and you can see those were the righteous one. Then when we tell you what I was trying to get you to also see, remember I keep telling you all Abraham, David, Isaac, and Jacob, and Solomon. You remember when he was the sword that sowed the seed? They are the ones that was put into the soil. You are the one that are put into the soil, so you can grow. You see what I'm saying? Remember, there was those who had the word that they was put in thorns, stony ground, and by the wayside. They didn't come up with the word, even though it was put in it, and it just didn't sprout up. But the one that had the soil. Now, this is the example I was trying to get you all to pull out. Abraham, David, Isaac, and Jacob, they are branded for the Father's name's sake with righteous. So no matter what sin they do, they in there. They in there. You see, that's what I'm saying. It's saying the same thing. If you in there with Yeshua, you in there. Nobody on this earth can tell you who you are once you in here. You get what I'm saying? Still the same thing. Once you're in there, can't nobody tell you, because this is what it said. Whosoever abide in him. Wait a minute, he didn't say on the outside of him. He gone. He gone. So what is they saying? You in him because before the foundation of the world, his blood was sacrificed for you already. That's how you got into the Lamb Book of Life. So you already in there. Okay, this is what he said. Whosoever abide in him, sin it not. There are so many verses where it's telling you the Father said, I'm going to hold you blameless. So that's why you saw David and what he did, and you wondering why didn't he get in trouble? He's branded for his name's sake. He's branded with righteous belief, faith, and fear. Before he got down here, he was already branded. What was he coming down here to? Satan, who had already deceived the whole world. He didn't have stand. They couldn't stand. They didn't have a chance because they was coming on the earth that's loaded with sin and wicked and evil. So therefore they was going to fall somewhere in that, and no one has not sinned and come short. We all have sinned. That's why, because Satan got his butt down here and did deceive the whole world, and wicked and evil is here. That was like Solomon, David, Abraham, Isaac, all of them. That's why we can't take what they did in the flesh and try to mimic it, because that's sin. Now, if we go to David and pull out Psalms, and here's David talk to the Most High in Psalms, then we can take that and use that. Wait a minute, he talking to the Father. Or Abraham, when he had something to say to Yah, then we can take that. He talking to the Father. But we can't go and take what they do in their flesh and say it's righteous and I can do it too. But you take nothing they do in the spirit that commune with Yah. That shows you they are not about Yah like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and them was. That's why the Father don't call them stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. Have y'all ever wondered? Why didn't Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, David, and Solomon, all them, why weren't they called stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient? Because they were branded for his name's sake. And that's what this verse is saying. It's saying that those that are founded in Yeshua, in him, sin it not. Whosoever sinneth has not seen him, neither know him. You see, we have him already in us. Remember when he collected the goats in Matthew 20:25? He collected the goats and the sheep, and he told them, he put the sheep on the right hand side and the goats was on the left, and he took the sheep to the altar, to the kingdom, before Ahiah, a place he said was already prepared for you. You see what I'm saying? Only one can take them now is Yeshua. And this is what this is saying. Through him, if you abide in him, he ain't going to see you as sin. He ain't going to know you as sin. You see what I'm saying? All he know is you already been bought with a price. You in there. So this is what I'm trying to say to you all. We're overworking ourselves for no reason at all. And Ahiah never made it to be that hard and that so hard and complex as people are trying to make people think that it's based on your works. It's based on if you say this, say this, say this, say this, do this, do this, do this, do this, submit, 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 do what I tell you, do this here, do this here, preach this here, Hebrew, Greek. I mean, just so much is keeping people from knowing things. Now, here it is, it's said in 1 John chapter 3 and verse 6. Whosoever abide in him, sin it not. How? Just because you abide in him, you sin it not? No. Because he's saying that in the inside, in our spirit, child, all have sinned and come short. He's talking about your spirit. You're going to be counted blameless. And there's many scriptures telling us that. You're going to be found blameless because you already counted into righteousness. So you're right when you said the righteousness, those that came was in the heavens with Yeshua, he called them righteousness. That's the same thing I'm saying. I'm saying the same thing. They are called righteous already. Whosoever sinned has not seen him, neither know him. That's saying that if you don't know him, okay, then therefore you can't claim this. You can't claim this. And how do you know if people, because they're going around here doing things, all kind of wicked and evil and sinning, we have to be able to know who's who. I know they say when if you ain't got the spirit of discerning, but what about that spirit? He say, once you have him, try the spirit by the spirit. Somewhere in it, we should be able to at least even know if we and others that we be around every day, just watching their actions and the way they conduct themselves. And yes, some people be even battling to do right. And the reason why they're battling how to do right and the way to do right, because no one has told them that you are free. Once you realize that, you mean I'm free? Yes, you're free. Then they'll realize I'm trying to make it right. I'm trying to force it to be right. I'm trying to do A, B, C, D so that it'll be. But wait a minute, baby. When you have accepted Yeshua HaMashiach and the Ruach has come in you, you are free indeed. And the reason why we don't believe we're free is because too many voices in the land. We don't understand how to discern the voice of Yah, the spiritual voice from the flesh from the flesh voice. We take to the flesh before we go toward the spirit realm. The voice is coming from the spirit realm. But he said, he that has an ear. So know that the Ruach HaKodesh has given you an ear to hear him when he's teaching you, when he revealing things to you, when he's showing you things, you know, and when he communicating with you. So therefore, a lot of us, we take still to the one. What does it say? Something about we can compress the spirit that's in us, but we take heed to the voices out of the mouth of men and women more so than we take to the voice that's in us, that's greater. But I like what Yeshua said here because it's letting you know that if you abide in him, guess what? What does it say? Verse 6, whosoever abide in him, sin it not in him. He letting you know the Father has already given mine. All that I have not lost none. And that was the 12. Okay? Even though Judith was to be Judith was a betrayer, he's still telling the Father, all that you put before me, I've given him everything about you. I let them know who you are. So even though he came down for a mission to get work on the other side, but yet he was given to him in the midst of Yeshua. Okay. And that's how it is. It's greater now today that I don't care where you go, you don't understand who's in the midst of you. You really don't. And that's why it's important to focus pretty much of finding a place where you can fellowship and use all the gifts that the Father has given you. Okay, because with these gifts, it can you can discern who's who and what's what. It don't mean you go and tell everybody business and do, but you can discern the environment. And a lot of times your presence would make them run. I'm serious. That's just how heavy the spirit of the Most High could be in you to make others run away. Those that are wicked and evil, because they will hate you because of what? Because he is in you, not because of you, not because how you dress and how you look or how you talk. No, they running because greater is he that's in you, and that is not in them. So they would run. So it's because I think it's a time where we need to find a place where we can fellowship and use all the gifts that a higher has bestowed in us. Because just think, don't it seem like we hiding it when we just sit at our homes and speak from that level? Don't it seem like we was given talents or gifts and we just leave it right there, and it's not being used? You know, when he said come, and they gonna ask him, well, he's one gonna say, I hid. The one that had the less hid his, because he knew he was coming back. So I'm saying to you all, it's a time that we need to uh uh branch out and try and find a place where you can find fellowship. And like I'm gonna tell y'all, you can say what you want. It ain't nothing big about no Hebrew Israelites. So if you're searching for Hebrew Israelites, you better catch up with those who running backwards. You better find out where they're at so you can run with them. Because right now it's about spirit and truth and the light. And like I told y'all, in the last 3 days, I sat and listened to Gentiles teach this thing, y'all. Teach this thing. And I'm like, what he doing on that? What did they do? What did they do? I mean, they all the way there too, y'all. They all up in Revelation. And I'm like, whoa. And they use all Hebrew words. Not all of them, but most of them, as far as the father's name, the son name. They use the names that we who call ourselves Hebrews use. But they be in the child. And I guess somewhere along the line, if you are a stranger and you're a Gentile and you want to be you feel that you want to be grafted in. You already grafted in and you don't know it. But when you get in there and start doing what we supposed to be doing too, to me, I'm looking at that and I'm like, see that, Father, why is it they can do that? And here your brother, our brothers that says they did. They calling all these positions. And they are a long way from where these guys is at. It was very confusing. But when the Father brought it back to me, he said that same thing that you just read into Matthew 25, when Yeshua came, he came through to get him from all nations. All nations. See, we been. See, they thinking that we so into this Hebrew Israelite movement to where we think it's what they said. And we don't understand. We are a ill people. We are an ill, sick people. And the only way we're going to be delivered is like he said, once he get us out, get us over to the promised land, and he do what he does best. He has planned to do. And that's to give us a new heart and give us his spirit and everything. Outside of that, we gone, y'all. We gone by a long shot. Now let me go to verse 2. Let me see. What's that? Let me go to verse 7. Little children, let no man deceive you. Woo! See, let's go back. First John chapter 3 and verse uh let's go back to 5. It says, and ye know that he was manifested to take away our sins. And In him is no sin. Now, in Yeshua is no sin. Now, watch what 6 says. Whosoever in him sinneth not. Whosoever sinneth has not seen him, neither knoweth him. Notice here, anybody, whosoever sinneth has not seen him, nor know him. They don't know nothing about him. Okay, now watch this here. Verse 7, little children, let no man, and that's male or female, deceive you. See, that's the same thing Yeshua was saying to the disciples on Mount Olive. Don't you be deceived. Here it is saying, little children, let no man deceive you. He that righteousness is righteous. So you see how you said, like the ones who was in Matthew 25, who said Yeshua said to them, the righteous ones. See here, listen to what it says. It's connecting to little children. Let no man deceive you. And that's so powerful in this day and time. And I guess only thing I can think of is what he said to me. He said, Deborah, there's many deceivers let loose here. Many. But in order for there to be deceivers, they have to have a large multitude that they can deceive. And I'm like, is that why it's so horrible? Yes, the deceivers have a lot to work with. They got a lot to feel good about themselves. That's why they boasted and pride minded, because they got so many of those that they deceive. See, he didn't just let them come and be deceivers. He gave them plenty that they could deceive, because they ain't gonna deceive his. Oh, you want somebody? Okay, here, wait. There's gonna be many. It's gonna be plenty. You can get a lot of them over here. You want some too? Here. That's for the deceivers. And they think that they in there with a higher. And they deceiving people by great numbers. Now listen to this here in verse 7. He says, little children, let no man deceive you. He that doeth righteousness is righteous. He that doeth righteousness is already, y'all, righteous. You see? Now watch this here. Even as he is righteous. Who is he? Yeshua. See, you already, remember he told Abraham, you are already counted in as righteous. He let him know you already in there, Abraham. And he was telling him that in the vision. You already counted in. While we're out here trying to role play this thing. Down here on the earth that's full of darkness. We don't have to do that. Know that the Father has set us free. And we are free indeed. You know what makes us free? It's because greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. Now just imagine what kind of power that is. Okay. Now it says, if you look at verse 7, you see all that righteousness. And he said, as he is righteous, which is Yeshua. Okay. Verse 8, he that commits sin is of the devil. For the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose, the Son of Yah was manifested that he might destroy the work of the devil. Listen to this, y'all. Verse 8. He that commits sin is of the devil. For the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose, the power the power was manifested that he might destroy the works of the devil. So that's why When you in Yeshua, the power of Yah destroys the work of the devil when he causes you to sin. It's destroyed because Hamashiach, through Yeshua, destroy sin in us. So it's an end thing, y'all. All of it is, always was. That's why the spirit fights against the flesh and the flesh against the spirit, because the spirit is willing. That's where how you come to abide in that place that's willing. And I love this because it's showing you that here come the Son of Yah, which is the Father's power, was manifested that he might destroy the works of the devil. Now, how is he going to destroy that? Once Yeshua, once you're in him, which you already assigned to him, and he didn't die for your sin, guess what? You are the one that the Son of Yah that's manifested that might destroy all the works of Satan. Because Satan thinking that, okay, I come down here to deceive the whole world. What you mean? I'm still gonna deceive them. I'm gonna still do what I. No, you ain't. Because whatever you do, the Father's right hand said he gonna destroy it through Yeshua Hamashiach. See, that's what I'm talking about. Showing you the work from heaven. That is so awesome. He's showing you the work of the power from heaven. And we down here trying to do it the way the flesh say do it. And this is what I was thinking. I said, now, if people would just give that glory to the Father, just repent and say, Father, you know what? I thought it was about what I'm doing and what I'm saying. And, oh, you have to do this. You have to do this. You have to do it this way. You have to say it this way. And Father, it ain't got nothing to do with that. That's the part that bothers me, because I'm trying to understand why ain't nobody seeing it. Why ain't people getting this? That it ain't about what the name you say it is. It's not about because I got my head wrapped. It's not about because I wear fringes. It's not about because I submit. Come on now. It's about spirit and truth. That was, that is, and shall always be. Got this thing in full control. In full control. Now, verse 8. Did I say I did the 8 right? That's where the Son, the power, Yeshua Hamashiach was manifested. Okay, wait a minute, hold up. In verse 8, where it says, "For this purpose, the Son of Man was manifested." See, y'all, that went over your head, didn't it? That went over your head, didn't it? See, that's why I say I know that maybe I'm not the type of person that can teach, because I don't get up off of it, honey, till I get all of it out. And I'm sitting here listening to this, and it's bringing me right back to here. Listen to this. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 8. Starting at the part where it says, "For this purpose, was the power manifested in Yeshua." Because that's the part that defeat the enemy away from Yeshua too, and away from us. But you know what I'm saying? He's saying for this purpose, the Son of Yah was manifest that he might destroy the works. You see that works of Satan. That's the Father's right hand. Came down. So he's just telling you, my right hand gonna be right there for y'all. I know you're gonna do wrong. You're gonna say things wrong. You're gonna lie. You're gonna do a lot of things. But guess what? My right hand is there for you, just as it was given to Yeshua. Because it says, a lot of people think Yeshua came down with it. No, it says that he didn't come down with just the word. He came down with power. See, we don't, you remember how he said they deny the power? It's because we really don't know what the power is. We just run our mouth. See, the power is what everybody don't know about. That means you don't know about a higher if you don't know about his power. Because how are you going to turn around and say you know Yah and you know Yeshua and the power was the one that created all things and it ain't gonna get known? Baby, we can't know the power. We cannot know the power and think we're gonna say, oh, we know a higher. You don't know a higher. You don't know a higher if you don't know his power. Because when you see his face, you see his power. Everything's created was created by what? His power. You see, they so busy saying, oh, Yah created this and Yah